Have you ever stopped to read the unwritten contract you have with your money? It's a silent, binding agreement. You trade your finite life energy, your sleepless nights, and your sharpest focus in exchange for digits on a digital screen. In return, you ask for just one thing: make this sacrifice worth it. But for 95% of us, our money is a lazy employee. It shows up, sits in the corner of a brokerage account, and stares at the ceiling, waiting for the market or the economy to hand it a promotion. That isn't a strategy. That's a hostage situation disguised as hope. Today, we break that contract. I'm going to show you how to force your money to work 2 jobs at once. We all know the first job. You find a magnificent business, buy its shares, and plant a seed. You wait years for the slow, patient crawl of compounding capital appreciation. Occasionally, the tree bears fruit in the form of dividends. This is the traditional path. It's wise, it's proven, and for most people, the story ends there. They bury their treasure and stand guard over it, terrified of the wind. They look at their portfolio as a destination, but a profound shift occurs when you realize that your collection of stocks is not a trophy. It is a vehicle. Right now, it's parked in the dark garage of your Demat account. It possesses immense potential energy, like a massive boulder balanced at the edge of a cliff. But until it moves, it is fundamentally static. What if you could unleash that energy without selling a single share? Here is the twist in the plot. You can activate the boulder while keeping the title firmly in your name. You walk up to your broker and execute a perfectly legal, heavily regulated maneuver known as pledging. You offer your high-quality portfolio as collateral. The broker locks them in place and hands you a margin, a liquid stream of usable capital. Critical SEBI disclaimer. Before we venture deeper into this territory, we must anchor ourselves in reality. Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Margins unlocked via pledging can amplify both gains and losses. Derivatives trading involves high risk and is not suitable for all investors. The creator of this content is not SEBI-registered financial advisor, and these are just opinions of the content creator and not financial advice for you to follow. Now, look at the chessboard. Your original stocks haven't moved. If they declare a dividend tomorrow, it lands in your account. If the stock price doubles, that wealth is yours. That first stream of income remains completely untouched. But suddenly, you hold a second weapon, unlocked margin that was previously trapped. This is the fuel for the second job. This margin is not play money. Because we are operating in the Indian markets, we don't play naked, reckless games. We don't deploy unhedged bets that leave us exposed to overnight market crashes. Instead, we use this unlocked power to execute data-driven, hedged option strategies. We look at the market, study the volatility index, map out the support levels, and build multi-leg structures like credit spreads or iron condors. We never just sell an option blindly. We always buy a cheaper, further out of the money option to act as a bulletproof insurance policy. This hedge does 2 things. It strictly caps your maximum loss to a known defined number, and it drastically drops the exchange margin requirement. A hammer can shatter a skull, or it can build a cathedral. The tool doesn't care. Only the skill of the craftsman matters. We are not betting on wild, speculative market swings. We are studying data, managing mathematical probabilities, and collecting consistent premiums. We are essentially running an insurance company, structured so that time decay works in our favor. Every week or month the market expires, you capture that premium. You are transforming market volatility, the very monster that terrifies ordinary investors, into your consistent salary. You are making your stocks pay you twice. Imagine 2 farmers, Kannan and Menachem, who inherit identical, breathtaking mango groves. Kannan is a traditionalist. He guards his trees fiercely. He waters them, protects them from pests, and waits all year for the summer harvest. When the mangoes arrive, he sells them for a massive, lump sum payout, but for the next 9 months, his land lies completely fallow. His soil sleeps. Kannan is rich, but he is passive. His asset works for 3 months and slumbers for 9. Menachem is a strategist. He loves his mango trees just as much as Kanan. He reaps the exact same massive summer harvest. But Manickam looks down at the rich soil between the trees and sees a canvas. In those quiet 9 months, he studies the local weather, checks the soil data, and plants short-term, shallow-rooted hedged companion crops, coriander, mint, and marigolds. They don't disturb the deep roots of the mango trees. They coexist safely. Every few weeks, Manickam takes his herbs to the market, generating a steady, relentless stream of secondary income. He hasn't sold his grove. He hasn't compromised his future. He has simply forced his soil to work a second shift. Your stock portfolio is the mango grove. The capital appreciation is your summer harvest. Pledging that portfolio to deploy calculated, hedged option strategies is planting the short-term crops in the very same soil. This brings us to the final act of our story. Why do this? Is it merely to watch numbers grow larger on a screen until we die? This channel is called I Have a Cause. And the true climax of this entire strategy lies in what you do with the second harvest. Imagine a life where the first payment, the long-term growth of your mango grove, is locked away for your family's security, your retirement, your freedom. That is your fortress. But the second payment, the cash flow generated by your calculated market analysis, what if that wasn't for you? What if that stream was automatically diverted straight to your deepest purpose? What if your weekly options premiums paid the tuition for an underprivileged child? What if they funded a local shelter or backed a cause you actively fight for? This completely redefines philanthropy. It ceases to be a guilty donation written at the end of the year from your salary. It becomes a living, breathing engine of compassion. You are using your intellect, your discipline, and your market acumen to fund a better world in real time. Your cause is no longer begging for your charity. It is a direct shareholder in your financial strategy. That is how you master the game. You make your money work twice, you make it protect your future, and in the process, you enrich humanity twice over. If this perspective on wealth and purpose shook something awake inside you, don't leave the theater just yet. Join our Society of Strategists by subscribing to I Have a Cause. We dissect the intersection of data-driven finance and timeless execution every single week. Thank you for your time and your unmatched attention.